Hey, this is Jordan.
Hi, I'm Kanisha Marie.
And what are we talking about tonight?
You tell them. See,
You
you
could have
tell
mentioned the
them.
mass right there.
Yeah.
I'd rather you not wear the mask.
But still,
Because you want to hide your emotions for some reason.
Not for some reason.
It's a reason.
There is a reason, and she's said it multiple times. To protect others from hurting them, no matter what she's feeling. Why do I know this better than you? you know this.
exactly. Not like,
Just
yeah.
say it.
This is what it's like a lot of the time.
Oh, it's still recording? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you're gonna explain your story a little bit, like both of our stories.
that's part of it too.
Yeah. Well, a little bit about us. My story or your story first? Your story first.
Mine's another video.
Dude, they need to know who you are to be able to understand or know why they're gonna respect what we're saying. What made us the way we are? Why are we like this?
In the same way, it's how you two belong together and connect with one another. That's how I see you guys. That you guys belong together. You guys, need it, and
What we had
you
gone
needed
through.
each other and helped each other, and are still doing that. It's called partnership and now marriage. It just makes sense that you guys end up together.
Right. And it's funny because I asked my mom before, like, about her and my father. My mom is my dad's second girlfriend ever. And their situation is like, you see the pattern? That's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
That he, no.
No, it's like my dad, the way he was when they were younger, he would make them love notes. He would do all those nice things. And then when they got separated in the Philippines, like my mom came here to make a better life for them. Things happened. Like my mom understood his needs. That's why she let it happen at the time. Like why she understood. Because
But he's not, and you're not.
It's 10. It's 10 10.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so we'll be editing this.
Yeah.
But explain your story a little bit.
I don't really like to talk about myself.
Oh. Okay, he said he doesn't really like to talk about himself, but you and I have experienced it. Oh yeah, behind the camera is one of our best friends, Mirsa, and she's here for support. And we both know Jordan's story like no other because we experienced him. So, but you know more than I do because you were also an experiencer of what he went through. So I'd like to ask you to share his story because he doesn't like talking about himself. The way you remember it.
I just don't think it's my place.
I'm asking you too because I don't know, like.
At least for middle school.
Yeah, for middle school.
Because I barely remember middle school.
You want me to say what happened to your family, to you?
That way it's not just coming from him or from me because I'm his wife. Like,
or at least
people can think.
What were the rumors going around?
Okay, well, you were in 8th grade, and I knew your family had issues, and you expressed concern for your mom here and there, and how I experienced it was that I got a phone call one night where actually what I was told was Jordan is dead. That's not funny.
Who called
I
you?
actually fell to the ground.
Who called you?
I don't remember actually, but it must have been a mutual friend from journalism. And then went on to say, yeah, he's dead. There was a fire, and
Because they knew the house. Right?
and you need to go check it out. But what I soon learned was that his house was burned down, and his older brother couldn't get out, and that led to his death. But before that your mom had gone to meet up with your stepfather, and she did not come back that night, and because he killed her and hid her body and tried to sneak away, and they caught him in San Diego with her in the trunk, covered in a blanket. And what was going on? You say rumors. Well, people were worried. They didn't know if you were alive or not, and they didn't know if your brother was alive or not, and they didn't know if your mom was actually deceased or not. And I couldn't get much in communication with you, so I didn't have many answers. But it was definitely in the news. And you were gone for a while from school. And when you came back, it was people didn't know how to approach you, what to say, what not to say, including myself. And I mean, I was 12 years old. You were 13. And just sort of pretended that it didn't happen, or at least did not talk about it. And of course, that would affect anyone who needs to heal, who was not able to process it or get the proper help, to deal with such horrific trauma. And from there on, I felt that, one, the gossips need to stop, and you say anything, any bad comment or even, gesture towards Jordan, you're going to deal with me. And so from that point on, even though I was the girl and I was younger, I felt like I needed to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And then pass on the baton to you.
Well, what I was starting to hear from other people were, what were the reasons that the father killed? Like, why was the father killed your mother? Like, oh, yeah, the lottery. Like, did she have money stored away that he wanted? He had other family members. He had a daughter, right? How many kids does he actually have? Like,
We didn't know her.
He actually sent Jordan an apology letter saying that the reason why he went off on Jordan's mom was because he was on medication. And I know how medication affects someone psychologically.
Really? Wow.
He was off medication.
Yeah, he said he was off medication.
So
they're like saying
the effects of withdrawals and all this.
And I know what withdrawal
that very
feels
much
like.
relates to what you are trying to
share
and share with people.
Yep. Because it's like no one deserves to feel like they can't release it properly or share your story.
I don't even know if I ever told you. I guess I tried to avoid the topic because you avoided the topic, but I don't know if I ever expressed just
apology or feeling bad or
just
condolences?
being sore. Yeah, being so sorry. And that I wished it never happened. And I told you that a week or two before that happened, I had spoken to your mom for the first time on the phone, and that was really nice to get to speak to her. And
Are you sure that was her?
yeah,
An aunt.
Yeah, it might have been one of my aunts.
she said she was your mom.
Huh.
And it's unfortunate there couldn't be more.
What was your mom for you?
Well, she was a nurse.
Difficult. Did she come here? Did she immigrant too?
Yeah.
Both of our parents immigrants from the Philippines. So they're doing everything over here alone first. Supporting the family in the Philippines. That's how it was for my family. My mom is like, my mom and dad. My dad has like 14 siblings and my mom has 12.
So you were speaking about your experience learning about Jordan's past?
Yeah.
You got off track there.
Yeah, I know. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. No, I mean, what I'm saying is that we have parents who migrated out here and they were completely alone. So even if she wanted the comfort of whatever it was that she was going through, even some of the experiencers didn't know how to react to it. Because in our culture, sometimes that's normal. Where there's a wife beat her husband.
Yeah, it's very common. Yes.
Like, we want someone to protect us. Like, we want that type of love and protection. Someone who is willing to be passionate about what it is they're going through and willing to work it out. But it gets to a point where the shouting is too much, and when the woman is no longer defending because we just want to get over it, it's not reciprocated the same way. Like, my mom was like, no, I don't want it anymore, but I'm pretty sure that's how his mom was too.
I remember you talking to me that you just hated the screaming. Didn't like the yelling, constant screaming.
Like, that had become... Jordan was like, at one point when my parents were like that too, he's like, I remember this pattern. And I'm like,
It
well,
must have been a trigger for him as well.
Yeah. That's how he was getting defensive over that. Like, he didn't want something to happen. But do you remember the good times with your stepfather and your mother? Were they actually super happy to be together or anything?
First.
When did it stop? Like, how long in the relationship?
I actually don't know how long they were together.
You don't remember your age when they started dating?
3rd grade.
Let's see, kindergarten or 5. So it's like 7. Yeah, 8. 8 or 9.
So 9 up to 8th grade.
So 9 years old to 14 years old.
Or 13.
13? 9 to 13. That's still like 4 years. That's still like really early. That's really soon. But do you remember the first time you had trauma? No? Trauma? This is how to get over it. It's like the trauma that was ever started in the first place is acknowledging it and forgiving it and letting it go. That's like one way you can do it. Or like writing what it was that happened to you on a piece of paper, putting pepper on it and burning it so heaven receives the message and you're over it.
See, but that's something more,
letting go
private.
ceremony.
Are you comfortable
Sharing?
Yeah.
Sharing this? You are.
Yeah. Because this is one of the generational
See,
severing of the cords.
I'm asking because it's Kenisha and I talking for you about it, and of course no one would know better than you. So I'm just making sure that we're not doing something
that
or talking about something, especially on camera, that is against your will, because it is a very hard topic. And
Okay.
You know.
He doesn't see it that way. Like,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Just making sure.
Okay, I'm in the background of my own life.
That.
Why?
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Why
you're...
don't you ever reciprocate or speak? You make expressions on your face, but everyone can read it.
Okay.
That's. I am your wife. That's the difference. Like, it's so funny. Even during the beginning of our marriage, he would get afraid, like, if he bought something without me knowing, that he would get in trouble, and then the following day I buy him more stuff, and he didn't expect that.
Oh no, it's 10:20.
Would you like to go now? You can. Or would you like to
I'd
stay?
like to go